Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations. We ended the 90-day run and we're going to launch into a new one in January. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to give anyone who fell off the wagon, God forbid that would hurt. Just falling off of anything really would hurt. But a wagon, especially, because they're usually moving, in which we were for 90 days. We were running hard. So it's going to give people an opportunity to get on this for the very first time, or the ones that kind of fell off the wagon to hop back on. So congratulations to each and every one of you. One, I want to, it's huge that you guys just finished. I think there are a lot of people that start well, but there's very few people, and I don't know if it's our culture or whatever, but there are very few people that finish well. So I want to thank you for that. And for those of you that really gave it your all and made it a priority. Also, too, just finishing December, wrapping up really whatever business loose ends that you have. I know me, I've still got some NLC points that I need to get. So I applaud each and every one of you that are working hard. I've been doing three-way calls, PCCs, and Zooms, whether for whatever and you guys are rocking it out. So super proud of you guys. I had a full week last week and kind of was able over the weekend to kind of digest. Some of you I had phone conversations with. Some of you I haven't been able to do that yet. But one thing that I want to be able to share with you, Jessica Haley went to the GoPro conference. So that's the video you saw that we showed last week. And one of the biggest takeaways that Jessica Haley had, and like I said, I shared this with a few of you, the overall takeaway was the individuals in direct sales that have made the multiple millions of dollars are the individuals that have stayed in the same company for 20 years. There are some NMDs in the United States. They are in the United States, but here in Nerium, where I've gotten some texts going, hey, what's going on? Did this person leave? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's not anyone in our upline, but maybe it's somebody that you saw talk at a regional or did some training or even saw on stage from conference. If for whatever reason you see any of those NMDs go, what I want you guys to understand is this is an industry, and for a lot of people, especially the high level income earners, this is their one and only income, and they're professionals. This is what they do. They don't have normal 9-to-5 jobs. They're not nurses. They're not doing hair. They're not dentists. They're direct sellers. This is what they do. And typically the MO of a direct seller is you hop every 3 years. So you are in a company, you jump ship, you go to another company, you rebuild. You jump ship, you're after there for 2-3 years, made 500,000-800,000, $1 million, whatever. They jump ship, they go to another company. This is right around that timeline where people are jumping ship. What I want you guys to know, your upline, those of us that are part of this organization, none of us are going anywhere. The thing I love is that this team, we're not professional MLMers. We're just normal human beings that want to move the needle financially, whether it be small or big for our families. That's our goal. We love this company. We love what it stands for. But ultimately, we love the young opportunity that it was because it was such a young company. But then also, too, long-term wanted to be here. If you want to make the large incomes, millions, stick around. The people that Jessica Haley heard interviewed were all with the same company 20-25 years. Some of you are going to, how old will I be in 20-25 years? I don't even bother doing the math. I'm terrible at math. But a long time. So, but a lot of these NMDs, and they could be, beyond NMDs, 3-star, 5-star, whatever. A lot of these goofballs that you see jumping ship and moving to other places, it's because they've kind of hit that 2-3 year mark. They jump and they go rebuild again. I don't understand that personally, because if I was good friends with someone like that and they jump from company to company to company, every company they go to and they say, this is the best company out there, these products are unbelievable, I would feel that they would lose some form of credibility because not every company can be the best one out there. I think to keep your credibility is to stick and stay. Now, Here's one thing I'm also going to say. We have got a huge year coming up. 2017 is going to be awesome. We've got products coming out. I am, and hear me on this. I want you guys, I am very straight shooter. I'm always going to tell you exactly what I think. I'm never going to candy coat. I'm just going to be very, very honest. NLC did a couple different things for us, okay? NLC took some people out of the game because they fell out of NLC qualification, and it kind of took them out of the game for their business. I'm no longer in NLC. I'm not qualified. What's the point? Blah, blah, blah. And so it discouraged people and took them out of the game. Not everybody, but some of you, because there are some people. I did a game plan yesterday with somebody, and they were like, yeah, I was NLC qualified for 3 months and I fell off. It's not a big deal because I'm here for more reasons than the trip to Mexico. Love that perspective. But there are other people that it really damaged their mentality as far as, well, if I can't do NLC, well, then I'm not going to be able to get NMD or whatever. So NLC discouraged some folks. NLC is not going away. And if it's something that's going to mentally take you out of the game, then don't focus on it. Just focus on the next rank. That's what I did when I started. There was no NLC, incentive. The other thing NLC did is I think it got us very preferred customer focused, which there's nothing wrong with that if you want to pad your pockets with great weekly checks. If you want to rank advance and you want to get to that NMD level, you want to get to that regional level, there's lists. I've got a list written down of people in this organization that are at director that I literally foresee, director, senior director, that I literally see hitting the ranks of regional, executive, regional, and NMD in 2017 happening. There are some of you that have been sitting at senior brand, and you're like, I'm going to hit Lexus here. I'm looking at one of you, but I'm going to hit Lexus in 2017. Yeah, you are, but you're also going to go further than that. It's totally doable, especially with what the company is going to have placed out for us. So we've got the new products coming in. If you want to rank advance and you want to get to the ED, you want to get to the regional, the goal is recruit and find people that will do the same. There's no other way to rank advance. You're not going to do it through preferred customers. So I don't care if you guys we are a very solid preferred customer team. I've got pockets of you that are deep, layers and layers deep of preferred customers, which I think is wonderful. We're a very balanced organization. I probably could hit 170,000 in volume every single month just on PCs. Actually, it's probably more than that. We have a very solid organization. That being said, I think in 2016, that was our focus, was PC. NLC kind of did that for us, but two, it's safe. It's a really safe place. We have got to get, and Miriam just sent me a box of chocolates for Christmas. They have ends on them, like the Miriam ends, and then a book, and it's called Grit. And I was reading just the people that did the forwards, that wrote the forwards on it, and just reading a little bit of the book, and I'm like, oh, this is so good. But I really think 2017, this is going to be pull up your bootstraps and let's flip and get to work. I love that. Anyway, I was going to go into story, but I don't need to go do that. So NLC, if you want to rank advance, don't worry about preferred customers. Don't worry about the points as far as getting your 5 points or whatever. If you when you hit NMD, you buy your own trip to flipping Mexico, okay? And I may even just come along and we can call it our own little Miriam trip. If you're out of the NLC qualification, do not worry about NLC qualification. And if you are someone that is still qualified, awesome job. That's phenomenal. We're going to have a rockin' time and it's going to be awesome, but do not beat yourself up over your NLC qualification, okay? It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Keep your eye on the prize long term. So the one conversation was with these millionaires that were at the GoPro convention, and the theme was stick and stay. The people that stick around and stay in the same company for 20, 25 years, those are the ones that are going to make the money. The ones that are jumping around are not. It's a flash in the pan. Well, I'm not here to be a flash in the pan. I kind of want a legacy that I want to pass on to my girls. And so I'm going to stick and stay. I'm not going anywhere. So if you see on Facebook that some goofball's going somewhere, See ya. Because you know what that does for me? Some people go, I literally had another higher level NMD call me and say, I'm so afraid. I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. What are we going to do? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I go, I'm higher up in placement in the company now. And that's more territory for me to go after. I'm applaud. Go if you want to go. I don't care. But that just puts us in a better placement in the company. And it also gives us more people to go after. Great. Go sell Fitbits or whatever those stupid things are called. I don't really care. I never in a million years would join a company whose number one competitor is Apple. And being a binary, like really, like brain donors. So anyways, don't get on that donor list. It's a stupid list to be on. You do not want to be a brain donor. You need yours. Otherwise, you could take EHT and it's not going to benefit anything. You got to have a brain for it to benefit. Anyways, okay. So those are the couple things from the GoPro thing that I absolutely loved. The other thing is Jessica Haley. I love her because she's fierce. She'll go up and talk to anyone ever. Where me, I'm kind of like, I'll just sit back and observe. I know that may shock some of you, but I don't really want to get up into people's grills and just ask a bunch of questions. Jessica Haley will. So there's a lady that in direct sales, so out of this entire industry, she launches Asian markets. So she'll go, these direct sales companies go to her and say, okay, we're going to go into China, we're going into Korea, we're going into Japan all at the same time. We want to help you. We want you to help us launch those markets. So this woman's been in the industry for forever. I guess she's kind of looks ridden hard and put away wet. Like she's just kind of rough looking. I mean, just rough girl. She fell off the wagon. I bet you she is one of those people that fell off wagons and just, God knows. So anyways, all that to say, Melissa wants to laugh at my joke, but she's a little worried. So Jessica is like talking to this girl and says, okay, I've got a couple questions I want to ask you. And Jessica's like, okay. Or the lady's like, okay. And Jessica says, give me some, what do you think of Jeff Olson? Any comments or concerns or anything like that you would give me about Jeff Olson? And she said, you're literally working with the best. You're following the best. You're working with the best. And Jessica's, now mind you, this woman isn't employed by Jeff Olson. So she's just, out there but has seen a lot, heard a lot, knows a lot. And she said, you really couldn't be working with the best. Jessica Haley is like, is there anything like you get a red flag about? She was just kind of like, just trying to, dig. And the lady said, no. She goes, there's a couple things that I've questioned as far as like, why would you go to that market before that market? Like, why would you go to Korea before you go to Taiwan? Or why would you do Japan before China? Or, why would you do any of it? She goes, but nothing beyond that. He's like literally the best of the best. She's like, okay. She goes, here's the other thing too. She goes, in 2016, it wasn't a bad year. It wasn't a nosedive year, but it was not a year of major growth. If you'll get on a call, like if you were on the Epic team call the other night, Jeff said it. He goes, it was a transitional year. Okay. I felt it. You guys all felt it. It felt hard to raise or break through the ceiling of where you're at. It was just extra hard to do it. Hence me not being a 3-star. It was just in the water, and it was company wide. It was everybody. It was the transitional year. And Jessica Haley said, I'm not being negative, but it was just one of those years where there wasn't a ton of growth. We kind of plateaued. We still have done amazing things. And don't forget, Jeff said this on the call the other night. We're 5 years old. What we did in 5 years, every other company that's done what we've done or tried to do, it's taken them 10 to 15 years to accomplish what we did in 5. So we're still in a league really of our own. Go Rockford Peaches. But we're still in a league of our own. But in this 5th year, we kind of felt like we went wah, wah, and just kind of stayed in this thing. And Jessica says, what do you have to say to that? Do we have anything that we need to be concerned about? Or is this normal? She goes, it's 100% normal. She goes, looking at the patterns of Nerium and really what your company did in its first 5 years, she goes, really even your first 3-4 years was unprecedented. She said, I will tell you this, your teams can focus on international growth. She said, there's nothing wrong with that. Consider that your icing on the cake. She goes, but if I were you, their build in the United States right now. She says there is going to be a second wave that's coming through the United States, and things are brewing. And I really think it brewed throughout 2016, just because we did not pop Lexuses like we did back in 2015. We did not pop NMDs like we did in 2015. It's just kind of right here. And things had been brewing and stirring. And she said that second wave is going to come, and it's going to make the first wave look like it was nothing. So she said, build the United States. You don't put all of your energy and all of your focus outside unless you are someone that has a ton of contacts out there and it's really going to end up being lucrative for you. She goes, build right in the United States. That second wave is coming, and all of your brand partners are going to benefit from it. So that was another thing that I wanted to give you just some insight on. I know for me, I'm a go-getter. I want to get to 3-star. I thought that I would be to 5-star by now. Did that discourage me in 2016? No, but I think there were seasons, and you guys know I'm always going to be transparent with you. There were seasons where I started questioning my own mojo and my own gift. Like, dude, have I lost my mojo? Like, maybe I really suck at this and I just didn't get the memo, you know? So there, when you kind of start questioning yourself, so your belief, I think I shared this a couple weeks ago. Oh no, I did that on a post in Facebook. Your belief and your thoughts will determine where you end up and where your feet take you. So if your belief was a little cup half empty in 2016 because nobody was breaking the glass lid, then your thoughts are going to follow that cup half empty mode, which then affects your two-a-days, and it affects how many samples you get out, and it affects your excitement about what it is that you're doing. There's nothing more appealing that you do when you're talking to different people. The most attractive thing that I had when I offered people Nerium for the very first time was my excitement about it. They knew if I had belief in what I was doing. And they're also going to know if I don't have belief in what I'm doing. So if you don't have your belief in Nerium for 2017, I want you to buckle down. If you need to read Slight Edge, if you need to get some Jim Rohn podcasts, if you need to, whatever you've got to do to grow your belief between now and January 7th, I want you to do that. Because between now and Spotlight 17 is, Spotlight 17 is good. It's going to be huge. And we're all going to be able to benefit from it. Yes, we're going to benefit customers. People are going to order more product, which I think is wonderful. I would be in contact with all of your current and past customers saying, hey, just want to let you know I've got new products coming out here the 7th. Want to keep you in the loop. Super excited to get you the information. As soon as I know, I'll let you know. I would just be dropping little hints that, hey, new product is coming. Super excited about it. But again, 2017, my focus, you're going to get surges of volume from the new products. But remember, that's going to pad your little pockets and grow your weekly checks. That's not going to grow your rank. People are like, I'm going into this RRP and it's going to rain PCs. I was like, okay. When we started, it was like, how many brand partners? That was just our focus. Our brand partner was the goal. It was never PCs. PC was kind of like a second place award. Oh, you're not going to be a brand partner? Well, then, okay, we'll get great. Be a PC. We never took the mountain because of preferred customers. I needed to switch that gear because to rank advance you, to get you to Lexus, to get you to iPad, the goal is to not cheer over, one PC from an RRP. You know what I mean? We want brand partners. The only way for us to build this empire and get you where you want to be is through brand partners. So that's going to be the drum that I will beat. And I don't care if you want to get NLC qualified with customers, that's fine. But you also need to be recruiting. I need to be recruiting. My personal goal for 2017 is to recruit 30 more BPs, 30. So I've got my work cut out for me, but I know I can do it. So 30 BPs is my new, my goal for 2017. So write it down. So my husband went to a Christmas party. So belief was a little half empty, feeling a little like, oh gosh, maybe I'm really not good at this. Maybe I've lost my mojo. What's going on here? We've kind of plateaued. I can't break that ceiling and whatever. And it wasn't the team. It wasn't bad. I'm still making six figures. I have nothing to complain about, but there wasn't that exponential growth like we're used to and like what we really want. So I think mindset has been a little, just a little discouraged, which is totally fine. It's real life. It's normal. And remember, we're coming out of a transitional year. Brian went to a Christmas party a week ago, and a couple that I had prospected about 9 months ago here in Montgomery walk up to him and said, hey, is Tanya here? And Brian's like, no, she blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, right, sure, yeah, because, she was going to sign up tonight with Miriam. And then started laughing like it was a big joke. And Brian immediately knew what they were doing. I mean, it was just a really jerky thing to do, which is a good thing I wasn't there because it wouldn't have been pretty. Let me just say. But I'm going to tell you how this whole thing is going to be full circle. And so Brian pulled out his phone. He goes, oh gosh, the fact that Tanya's not here is not a big deal at all. Let's get you signed up right now. Where's your credit card? Called their bluff. And they're like, oh, no, we were just kidding. We're just playing with you. And I think they thought they were being cute and being funny. If I'd have been there, I probably would have throat punched the husband just because that's just how I roll. And then would have stood there and waited to see if she could have handled it. Because to me, that was just like beyond not cool. Because she was going to sign, not going to sign, going to sign, not going to sign. Okay, I think I'm going to sign. Oh yeah, I don't think I should. I think I'm going to wait till after the kids go back to school. And then so it was just kind of playing with me, which that doesn't go well with me anyway. So then I just left him alone. And then for them to come and just say, oh yeah, by the way, we were just kidding. We're not going to sign. Here's what cracks me up. They're thinking that I need them. Joke's on them. They need what I have. And that needs to be your posture in 2017. They're not doing me a favor by signing up for this business. I'm doing them a favor because one, they get my time. Two, they get my expertise. And three, they get this team. They get this community that we have created. Okay? And there's a lot of teams out there that would kill for what we have right here. Just know that. And you know what? Even these Zooms have brought a ton of value to what we get to do. I love being able to connect with you guys weekly on these Zooms. I think it breathes life into you. It breathes life into me. So all that to say, there was no throat punching at the Christmas party. Had I been there, I say now that I would have throat punched him because that's where I'm at mentally. But that night, because I was kind of beating myself up, the last, I'd say month or two, I probably would have ran out of that Christmas party, sobbing my eyes out and sat in the car crying the whole night. Which I never would have allowed them to see that because I have way too much pride. But that's probably what would have ended up happening. Brian had been texting me going, where are you? I'm like, oh, girl's in the car. Trust me, this is where you want me because I'm a hot mess right now. And he'd have been, okay, no worries, stay in the car and I'll see you at home or whatever. Well, I went to bed that night, slept okay, and I was still fired up, but I was also kind of discouraged at the same time. I'm telling you guys a story because I want you guys to know that I have feelings about this too. I'm not the Iron Curtain and just have absolutely no feelings whatsoever. I feel the rejection, I feel the hurt, and I want to throat punch people too and run out of rooms crying sometimes. So I went to sleep that night, didn't think much of it. I got up the next morning and I started reading my book that I read every single morning. I drink my coffee and just kind of fill up. We need to be doing our 10 pages. And I start reading my book and I really felt, you guys know that I'm a woman of faith, so I don't necessarily have to hide it with you, but I truly felt like the Lord said to me, and asked me, have you forgotten who you are? And I feel like in the discouragement of 2016, I have forgotten who I am. And I have forgotten the vehicle that I've been given. And I forgot what I'm capable of. Because the girl I know would have throat punched both of them probably simultaneously and probably karate chopped his crotch, and her shin. Okay, I'm just being complete. This is just the redhead violent part of me. Okay, I'm very violent. You ask my husband when I was pregnant, I tried to strangle him at one point because he bought a guitar and we needed a crib. Okay, that was just being our very first baby, and he's going out buying guitars. We don't even have a crib yet, and I almost fell apart. But I tried to strangle him in the process, and he's literally standing there looking at me, going, "What are you doing?" Like couldn't even penetrate the skin. He's a former Marine. Anyway, so all that to say, very violent tendencies. So I really very well could have kicked them both in places that they would have liked not to remember. But I felt like he had said to me, "Have you forgotten who you are?" And I think over the course of 2016, and where we just were not rank advancing. We weren't rank advancing you guys. And that's where I get my wins. Like you guys don't even know how much I love putting flyers together of 3 are free, new director, new Lexus earner, NMD, 1-star, 2-star. I think every NMD that's ever hit underneath me, I bawl my eyes out because I know the work that's gone into getting them there. Like we've worked our butts off. And with class and style, of course. Our hair was always perfect, and so was our makeup. The whole time we were working our butts off, but we worked our butts off. And I feel like in the course of 2016, lost kind of who I am, forgot who I was, because we've been kind of cup half empty, a little discouraged because people aren't rank advancing. I had to wrestle a little bit and have a little come to Jesus with myself of, what do I want out of this? Do I believe in the leadership and where this is going? And can I dig deep enough? Because you guys are digging deep for you and the few that you've got underneath you. I've got to dig deep enough for me and the thousands underneath me. And do I have enough in the tank where I can dig deep enough where I can do this for another 4 years and crank this thing out? And I had made up my mind that here's the deal. This is my house. I built it. I furnished it. I decorated it. Oh, girl here has the keys. When I'm good and ready, I will pass those keys on to the next person. But if you think for 1 second, and this is what you got to be thinking about your own businesses. If you think for 1 second, I'm going to pass my keys over to somebody else and let them earn the benefits of what I've built for the last 3.5 years, you're smoking reefer. Because it's not happening. I don't even know if reefer is really a real thing. Everyone's laughing, so I'm assuming it's something. You're out of your ever-loving mind. You're out of your mind. I built it. I've worked time away from my family, time away from things that I enjoy doing. And everyone's sending me laugh faces. But you are. I am not. If you think I am going to let somebody take over this Alabama world, if you think I'm going to let somebody take over Chicago, if you think I'm going to let somebody take over Iowa and Miami and Pennsylvania and Southern Illinois and all these other areas, you are out of your ever-loving minds. I am not going to let somebody else come into my house and take and live off of what I have built. You guys have got to get ticked. You've got to get some grit. You got to kick some people in the crotch or the shins or whatever your place of preference might be. I know I'm violent. I can't help it. Some of you just may need to go to some people. That's not enough for me. I'd like to see like sheer pain. I enjoy that. I am not giving these keys over. Did I briefly forget who I was? I think so. That day is gone. This is the year of grit. It's the year of expectation. And it's the year of total, we got to have some discipline. You guys have like, didn't get around to it or whatever. Forget that. Why do you want this? If you want what I think you want out of this, you got to find some grit and you've got to get disciplined about what you want and why you want to do it. But it happens on a daily activity. I have the keys to my house. Nobody else is coming in my house and going to enjoy what I've built. I hope you can say the same about your business. If you stick and stay, it is going to pay off for you. We're going to launch into Colombia. We're going into Europe. But just here in the U.S., do not forget, that second wave is coming. Bama, Erin Hall contacted me. She's got a prospect here in Alabama, and she's just like, I just can't believe that entire state is so dead. I'm like, it's not dead, moron. It's untapped. Get out of my house. Fire. Fire. I'm not handing them keys over. My keys. You have to have that come to some of your laughing. You have to have that come to Jesus with yourself, where you're like, my house, my house. Yeah, I never got to Lexus. I'm getting there. I'm not giving that opportunity to somebody else, because your market is going to get tapped. Your zip code is going to get tapped by someone. I promise you. You just want it to be you. It's not happening. Martha Givens is like, no way, Jose. No one's coming into our house here in Bama Town and going to be taking our land. It's not happening. So you have got to do that as well. Second wave is coming in. It's ours. It's ours for the taking. How bad do you want it? You're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to sacrifice. If you're willing to sacrifice for this long to benefit, I want to be getting residual checks when I'm in 70s and my 80s with Nerium. Why not? Somebody's going to. Why not us? But you've got to want it. What did that cheer say when we were in school? You got to want it to win it, and we want it bad. You've got to want it. Okay, yeah, we don't cheer. But you've got to really want it if you want to get it. But my keys, they're my keys. They're staying in my pocket. They're staying in my pocket. Nobody's coming into this house. And all the NMDs that jump ship and are selling Fitbits, have fun. How many steps you get today? Oh, girl's going to run circles around you. No, I'm saying. But they're not getting the keys to my house. And guess what? They just handed the keys that they just built for 3.5, 4 years in Nerium. They just handed their keys up for whoever. I'm going to be taking up some new zip codes. I'm going to be taking on some new properties. I'm going to be a property owner. I may be hiring a property manager here soon, because I'm going to be getting a bunch of keys. Think about it. Fire in these eyes. I know I've got to be the kind of leader that you guys want to follow. I want you to be that leader and develop that in you that people want to follow. It's coming. It's coming. 2017 is going to be insane. It's going to be amazing. I would die before I missed out on it. I would literally die. But there were moments where I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe I'm just not. Forget that. I forgot who I was. I needed to double up my EHT that day. I forgot something. So that just helped the memory. But I know who I am. I know where I'm going. And the few or the many that want to go with me, so be it. And if you don't, all good in the hood. I'm totally fine with that too. But I wanted you to know where I stand. All these people on Facebook going, well, it was a great season and I'm moving. And there's really, to be honest, there's not a ton of people. It's just a few. But I feel like just a few squeaky wheels are the ones that make all the ruckus. Keep your blinders on. Let's focus. We've got the keys to the house. We want this territory. It's ours. Lock and load. Let's go. And from there, the sky's the limit. It really is the limit. So between now and the end of the month, wrap up what you need to wrap up, loose ends. I still got some points I've got to get, just being 100% transparent. So I've got to go, and I know that I've got to lock some things up, but I want you to anticipate 2017. If you are not close to a Spotlight 17, you got to get hooked up somehow with the information, what's going on. I will be in Atlanta. I'm excited about it. Chicago's going to be a big one. There's like 4 or 5 different markets going to be funneling into Chicago, so it's going to be a really good Spotlight. It's basically a regional. Get there, plug in, and let's take 2017 by storm. Why can't we? Why can't we? If any team can do it, it's this team. We know how to win. We know how to win big, and we're going to do it again in 2017. So I don't want anyone to text me. I don't want to hear anybody say, I'm with you, oh fearless leader, let's go kick some shins. Like, no one text me, show me, go do it. Go do it. I don't want lip service. I'm done with it. I don't want text. I'm so inspired, I'm going to send you a fabulous quote. I don't want to see any quotes. Just go get flipping to work and be consistent, have some discipline, but let's get some grit and let's go after it. Because guess what? My house. Your house. This is our house. Nobody's coming in and taking our house. So love you guys. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. I think this is one of the best times of the whole year. And I'm excited. I'm excited about what's coming, what's happening. Obviously, if you need me, tomorrow I'm actually traveling. You can contact me or whatever. I've been doing game plans like crazy and just helping you guys with focus on what you guys should be doing. But if you need something, let us know. Otherwise, have an amazing Christmas, and we will start up our Zooms again for the 90-day run in January. I'll give you the actual date, but we'll be in communication with you. But enjoy your families. Wrap up your points if you're still in the club. Get your 5 points. And from there, have a great new year. Don't do anything crazy. Prospect the world. Be excited about what you're doing. But let's share what we have. And let's remember, we're doing them a favor and letting them know what Miriam is all about. They're not doing us any, oh, I'll do you a favor and listen to your little presentation. I'm like, don't waste my time, Jack. I've got a house to build. So mentality, that is my mentality. I have posture up the yin yang. I may have forgotten momentarily who I am. Oh, girl now knows. And if you've forgotten and you have a tendency to forget, I want yourself to get yourself a name tag to remind yourself who you are every time you pass a mirror, or if you need to just look down. Do not forget who you are. And don't forget what team and who you're a part of. You're not doing this by yourself. I don't care how many no's you've gotten for brand partners or for preferred customers. Forget it. It's a new day, new dawn, new gear in 2017. Super excited. I hope you guys are as pumped as I am. Remember, don't text me. I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. And we will talk to you all soon. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Peace out, suckers.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye.